Welcome back to K-DramaHaventv, your home for everything behind the scenes, the stories beneath the headlines, and the truth behind your favorite Korean dramas. If you love deep dives, exclusive breakdowns, and industry secrets, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a moment. Today's story is one that fans have been waiting for, a truth finally revealed after years of silence. Rowoon and Park Eun-bin's silence has finally broken, and what they just revealed is sending shockwaves through the entire Korean entertainment industry. For months, fans, reporters, and insiders have whispered, speculated, and debated what really happened between the two stars after their explosive on-screen chemistry in The King's Affection. And now, after holding back for so long, the truth they finally shared has people stunned. Today, we're diving deep into the full story, the unexpected confession, the behind-the-scenes reality, the emotional truth the public never saw coming, and how their revelation is changing the narrative once and for all. Stay tuned, because what you're about to hear is far from the usual fan service answer. This is something deeper. Let's start from the beginning. When The King's Affection aired, the chemistry between Rowoon and Park Eun-bin was undeniable. Not just romantic chemistry, but a kind of emotional synchronicity that actors don't create easily. The show became a breakout hit, earning global attention, awards, and praise for their performances. Immediately, fans began shipping the pair, convinced that what they saw on screen had to be rooted in something real. But behind that attention was pressure that both stars quietly carried. As fans pushed for answers, their silence only fueled the fire. Why weren't they addressing the rumors? Why did they seem distant in interviews? Why did their schedules suddenly keep them apart, even though they once spoke so warmly of each other? And here's where the truth begins. Rowoon recently revealed that the silence wasn't avoidance, it was protection. He shared that during the height of the drama's popularity, he and Eun-bin agreed to step back from speaking too freely about their closeness. He admitted that they were worried about how their words could be twisted, how the pressure could affect filming, and how speculation might overshadow the drama's message. According to him, they didn't want to feed a narrative that the public would eventually weaponize against them. But Eun-bin's revelation goes even deeper. She explained that their connection during filming was very real, but in a way that isn't easily labeled. She described Rowoon as someone who showed her quiet care, someone who supported her when the role demanded emotional depth, and someone she trusted during exhausting shoots. She said she didn't want that bond reduced to a headline or a rumor. To her, it was something meaningful, but personal. And when fans heard that, everything changed. But the shock doesn't stop there. Both actors confirmed that after the drama ended, they struggled with how to navigate the sudden obsession with their relationship. They avoided joint interviews not because they were distant, but because they wanted to protect the work, the story, and each other from the chaos of public expectation. Rowoon even admitted that he felt guilty at times because he knew fans wanted more interactions, but he believed Eun-bin's comfort was far more important than feeding content to the spotlight. Now, here's where things get intense. Industry insiders are now saying that their avoidance of joint appearances wasn't a coincidence at all. Apparently, their agencies intervened hard. Both actors were told not to appear too close publicly right after the drama. Why? Because both were entering crucial career stages. Park Eun-bin was rising as a respected lead actress, especially with Extraordinary Attorney Woo on the horizon. Rowoon was building momentum in his acting career, while balancing idol-related responsibilities. Agencies didn't want their individual reputations overshadowed by romantic rumors. This restriction, according to Rowoon, was one of the hardest parts of the entire ordeal. He said he genuinely admired Eun-bin, and not being able to publicly express the gratitude he felt toward her was painful. Eun-bin echoed this sentiment, saying she didn't want their bond to turn into a marketing tool, so she stayed silent even when she knew fans were analyzing every gesture. Then came the moment fans didn't expect. In a recent interview, Eun-bin admitted that she and Rowoon remained in contact even after the cameras stopped rolling, something they had never confirmed before. She said their conversations were often simple, supportive, and respectful. but grounded in a mutual understanding of the pressure they were under. She emphasized that those interactions were something she treasured privately. But Rowoon's revelation
I don't know when to identify for inside relationship.
He confessed that during filming, he genuinely worried about Eun-bin's well-being. He described her as incredibly professional, but sometimes too hard on herself. He revealed that there were days she pushed herself beyond her limits, and he made it his quiet responsibility to create a comfortable space for her, even if it was just handing her hot tea or giving her space to breathe. Those details weren't visible to the public. No cameras captured it. But to him, that was the real foundation of their bond. And now fans are asking, what does this all mean? Are they just friends? Was there something more? Did they almost become something more but chose their careers instead? Here's the truth based on what both stars finally shared. Their relationship was real, but not in the overly romanticized way fans imagined. It was deeper than simple friendship, but more private than a public romance. It was something they both protected fiercely, something that didn't need labels, something that industry pressure made difficult to maintain openly, and something they still look back on with respect. Now, as both stars continue their individual careers, this revelation marks a turning point. Neither of them owes the industry an apology for their closeness. Neither owes fans a scripted explanation. What they shared was honest, raw even, and far more meaningful than the sensational headlines that surrounded them. What shocks the industry is not that they were close, but that they managed to keep something real and human away from the noise for so long. In an environment where every gesture is analyzed, every look is dissected, and every friendship is turned into rumor fodder, the fact that they protected each other speaks volumes about who they are. Rowoon's final comment is perhaps the most emotional. He said, "Some relationships don't need proof. They just exist in the way you carry them." Meanwhile, Eun-bin said, "I'm grateful for him. That's enough." And just like that, with simple words, they reshaped the entire narrative. Not a scandal, not a romance they were hiding, but a genuine connection the industry didn't know how to interpret. Now that the truth is out, fans are showing overwhelming support. Many say this makes them love both actors even more. Some say they finally understand why their chemistry was so powerful, because it was rooted in trust, respect, and teamwork, not manufactured fan service. As Rowoon and Park Eun-bin move forward, their revelation becomes a reminder that the strongest bonds in the entertainment industry are often the ones that happen quietly, behind the scenes, away from the world's expectations. If you're a fan of Rowoon, Park Eun-bin, or unforgettable K-drama chemistry, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to K-DramaHaventv. We'll continue bringing you the real stories, the hidden truths, and the moments that shape the dramas you love. Stay tuned, and until next time, keep loving K-dramas and keep your heart open to the stories behind the screen.